At Premier Heating and Air, we wake up every day with one goal in mind, and that's serving Middle Georgia with the fastest, friendliest service available. Experience a Premier difference. Do you need faster response getting your AC fixed or replaced? Then call Premier. Since 2001, Premier has been providing the fastest response on incredible AC, indoor air quality, and commercial services. Our work ethic and service has been the key to our success. The difference is clear. Call Premier. Now breathe easy with perfectly time saving on a new AC system. Free estimate and up to $2,000 in rebates. So you'll beat the heat in total comfort all summer long. Log on to dublin.premierishere.com. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company. Offer ends July 31st, 2024. All right, everyone, we are back to school time, and we are here with Lakeisha Fluker here at Susie Dasher Elementary School. I love this school, Lakeisha.
Me too. It's
I
great
know
school.
you
Great
do.
school.
Every time I come out here, it just takes me so far back.
Yes.
So many young people have come through this school, gone on into high school, and then on out of Dublin City Schools into our community.
Yes.
And they get a reflection right now of back in the day.
Yes.
When the little minds, little bodies were coming through here and being loved by so many. There have been a lot of great teachers and administrators in Dublin City Schools.
Absolutely.
But you're right up there with them, Lakeisha.
Thank you. Thank you so
Everybody in the community tells me how organized, how structured, how disciplined, how loving you are, and your staff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Well, we firmly believe, that's in order for students to really be able to learn, grow, and thrive, they have to have a sense of structure. And so that's the first thing. We want the students, whenever they come in, to know, first of all, they're going to be safe and that they're loved, and that we want them, to be here to do that growing and thriving. So we just pride ourselves, again, on being that school of structure, and then provide that safe, loving, and nurturing environment.
Yeah. Now, Ms. Fluker, when parents come in, they see your staff, they see your secretary, assistant principals. Let's cover who they are.
Okay, so our administrative assistant is none other than Ms. Tara Williams, very thorough and efficient. And our school improvement specialist this year, also assistant principal, is Mr. Christopher Lewis. And this is his 4th year serving in that role.
Yeah. Great guy.
Absolutely, yes.
Again, hearing great things about him. You guys work well together.
We do. We do work really well.
And that big smile that you give, those bright eyes that you give to people when they come in, they know you care first of all.
Yes.
And that's the place we all need to start in life.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We want to make sure that the students know that they're loved first, and then we teach them second. Love first, teach second. Because we feel, again, going back to that safe, loving, nurturing environment. When students can come in and know that we're here for them, we're loving them, we want to serve them by their name, and then meet them at their need, and then we can go from there and thrive. Everything else kind of falls into place.
Yeah, Ms. Fluker, now, you have a different environment these days in education. I know many children need some type of support and help, and so you have a great counselor here as well.
Oh, absolutely. Miss Wakita Wright is our guidance counselor. She does a phenomenal job of providing that social emotional learning, that all the well-rounded support that students need. A lot of times it's not just about the academics. We want to make sure that we're providing that safe environment for students so that they can thrive in multiple areas, behaviorally, socially. We want to make sure that we're, even the food and nutrition side, how we can meet their physical needs. So again, that's what the school is for. We want this to be a home away from home for our babies.
Yeah, that it is, Ms. Fluker.
Thank you.
We're looking at this year, back to school time.
Yes.
And there'll be some things that maybe are a little bit different, but let's talk about the process of dropping off, picking up, and bus routes, that type of thing.
Well, for us, a lot will be the same, but for our new parents who aren't familiar with our process, our car riders are always dropped off at the rear of our building in our horseshoe area, and then our bus drop-off will always take place at the front of the building. And one thing different with Dublin City Schools this year, in order to ride the bus, parents had to register students, prior to. So this first couple of days, if they did not take care of the pre-registration, they might not be able to get on the bus at that time. However, don't fret, the link for registration will be open first thing tomorrow at 9:00 a.m. Awesome. And so as long as they take care of registering and using that link, we'll hopefully be able to have them on a bus by Monday morning.
Great. And so that whole process, and the community needs to be aware that it's back to school time.
Absolutely.
You're going to see buses moving around. You're going to see
Yes.
kids out, waiting for that
Yes,
bus and,
yes.
and getting off and maybe walking on the sidewalk and what have you. So we need to keep our eyes and ears open.
Absolutely, and most importantly, just be patient, knowing that it is the first day, the first couple of days. It's going to give time for the buses to get acclimated to the routes and for parents to bring in kids. We're just going to be patient with everybody. Everything that goes along with the excitement and the energy with first day. We're just going to be mindful of that and, of course, govern ourselves accordingly. So parents and all stakeholders, you work with us as we work with you.
Yeah. So everybody got a new pair of shoes.
Yes.
They got a new book bag.
Yeah,
I
fresh
hope.
haircuts.
That's
Fresh
right.
haircuts.
That's right.
Yes.
You got it touched up and ready to go.
Absolutely.
And so we come and people who are just coming in the community at large needs to understand what STEAM is here.
Yes. The STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics.
And so it's a great platform, a great way to reach, and you have a logo. You actually have a
Yes, we do. We have our little Imagineer
Imagineer
behind us, yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
So it takes imagination. It takes that challenge.
It does.
And
It does.
it takes this wonderful staff you have to
Yeah, they're
reach.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're phenomenal. They lift me up, and it really is truly a team effort in this building. There's the work that we need to do with students today. You mentioned it yourself about just the challenges in today's educational kind of sector. The work is too far, too wide for us to dare think we can do it alone. It truly does take a village. So we are so appreciative and grateful to the Dublin, Lawrence, and surrounding community for the outstanding job they do, always pouring back into the school. And again, if there's anything that anyone wants to do to continue to volunteer and help at Susie Dasher, we're just a phone call away, 478-353-8250, or you can email me or anyone of our staff members. Just let us know how you would like to help. Lakeisha.fluker@dcsirish.com.
Miss Fluker, I love it.
Thank you so
Put it out
much.
there. Listen now, it seems like, I don't know, 1 or 2 years ago I first came and interviewed you here when you started, but you've been here a couple of years.
Yes, this is actually going into my 9th year.
That's wow.
So we've been able to establish some routines and some structure. I think for the most part, we feel that we're a well-oiled machine, but how dare we? We're not going to get complacent. We still know that we do have a steady work before us, so we're willing and up for the task.
Yes, ma'am. Now, you have a philosophy of education. You have an approach to it, a motto type, don't you?
Yeah, sure. I believe that every child can learn, but it's important that we maintain those high expectations for every student every day. And again, like I mentioned earlier, love them first, and then we'll focus on teaching second. Again, if they truly know that a lot of students, they're not going to care about how much we know as educators until, first of all, they know how much we care about them.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Isn't that true? So building these young lives is so important. We give our thoughts and our prayers to Susie Dasher School,
Yes,
to you
thank
and
you,
the staff
thank you,
this year.
thank you.
We ask you as a community
Yes,
to do
definitely,
that.
definitely.
And again, reach out. You got the information.
Yes.
Reach out and be a part.
Absolutely.
Come volunteer. Maybe give some supplies and things.
Sure,
you always
sure.
need that.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Can't go wrong.
Love the look. Susie Dasher is back to
Thank
school.
you.
Ms. Fluker, thank you for what you're
Thank
doing in our
you. Thank you for
community.
what you do, and thank you for taking time to share it with us today. We appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Michael Wheelis, and I'm inviting you to come join us this summer here at Dublin Piggly Wiggly. It's the perfect time to fire up the grill, and we have everything you need, from charcoal to fresh chicken, pork, or beef. And remember, Piggly Wiggly is a certified Angus beef retailer. Fresh vegetables are always in stock, from corn, cabbage, and green beans to squash, okra, and potatoes. We have the freshest produce around, including apples, oranges, and fresh watermelons. All our meats are cut fresh daily, and we'll be glad to custom cut anything you want. So come enjoy the summertime at your Dublin Piggly Wiggly. We'll see you soon.
Well, trucking is a 7 days a week, 24 hours a day operation. So there's a tremendous need for the logistics field, for drivers and mechanics to work on it. Fred had a desire to be a mechanic. We encouraged him to seek some additional training that offered through OFTC, which he did. What he learned at OFTC has just taken his job and his performance to another level.
All right, we made our way over to Dublin Middle School with Dr. Batts. A name we've heard throughout the community for several years now, Dr. Batch. You really run a good program here.
Well, you know, I try my best. I'm entering my 3rd year at Dublin Middle School, but my 4th year working at Dublin City School System. My first year I came, I was a 9th grade principal, and now I'm entering my 3rd year here as the principal, proud leader here at Dublin Middle School. And one thing I would say, I'm from a small rural community as well, Jefferson County, Louisville, Georgia. So Dublin feels just like home. Our community, we are very personal. We know everybody, and I feel so comfortable when I see my parents and stakeholders out in the grocery stores, at the ball games, and we just like a big old family.
Yeah. Speaking of family, you have 2 sons and a daughter that are a product of Dublin City Schools. Your 2 sons playing sports, your daughter cheerleading, coming up, been working hard all summer. You've been working hard all summer too, haven't you?
Absolutely. One of my mottos as a parent, you will be involved. And it's what we encourage every student at Dublin Middle School, you will be involved. I'm a former coach as well, so my boys, they're athletes. My daughter, she's entering the 6th grade, so she's finding her way. She's going to be a cheer manager, and she's going to be in the band. She want to play basketball and tennis. I have an 8th grader here. He plays football, basketball, and baseball. Right. And I have a senior. I have a senior, and I'm just so excited, and he's on that Irish gridiron. He plays football as well as he plays baseball.
Yep, called his name a lot last year. Had a great year.
He did.
And looking forward to even better this year.
That's right.
Yeah, but Coach, what we look at it as we go into middle school, it's quite a change for students as they reach this age, this level, isn't it?
It is. It's a huge change because with middle school, their hormones are kicking in. They're trying to find their identity. They're trying to belong. That's why we try to create a positive learning environment where they can feel safe to just be successful. And the only main rule that I have, no bullying. You will treat everyone with respect. And parents, we're going to continue the no cell phone policy during school hours. Believe it or not, as I read across our nation, the state of California, even Texas, they're looking at banning those cell phones. So at Dublin City, especially at Dublin Middle School, we're ahead of the curve because we don't need any more distractions than what they have to deal with on a daily-to-day basis to interfere with their education.
Right, because it's all about the education.
It's all about the
and
education.
That's where you get them. Now, you're a motivator.
Have to be.
Yeah, you're an encourager.
Have to be.
And you reach out, from what I hear from the community, you reach out, Doctor, to that student who is kind of wayward.
That's right.
And you pull them back in.
Well, I was once that child. If I didn't have great educators who saw more than just someone talking in class or misbehaving, then I won't be standing where I'm at today. So I know a lot of children need guidance because they're looking for attention. If they can get their attention being negative, they'll do that. Right. But I want them to know that you can be positive. I see you for who you are, but I'm going to push you to where I know that you can become, and I never take an excuse for an answer. So I make sure they give me their absolutely best, and that's it.
All right, now, we start the new year. Anything changing, anything that we need to say about the routine of traffic through, especially the new parents?
Well, parents, this year, due to just one of our safety, we have decided as a team, you have to have an appointment. We're not going to allow anyone to be coming in throughout the door. You just have to buzz at the door. We're going to come to you all. We're going to answer you all through the monitor. And that's just a safety precaution because we want to make sure that we have no distractions and that we'll continue to pray that we don't have to deal with any type of intruders. Right. With Chief Chapman, we did an intruder drill during pre-planning, and I pray that's the only time we have to do that drill, and that's during pre-planning. So we have decided, so parent, just know that you just hit the buzzer. We're going to ask you through that buzzer, show your ID. We're going to do our dismissal process. Unless you have an appointment only, that's when we're allowing our stakeholders to come into the building.
Just good policy.
Just good policy, that's it.
Yeah. Dr. Batts, now, you look at this year, you look at your educational experience and where you are here at Dublin City Schools, and you kind of have a motto, you kind of have a philosophy. Share that with us, please.
All right. When I first came, it was strong roots, new growth. This year, we're transitioning to now see the problem, solve the problem. And that goes from every adult and every student. Right. If there's a piece of paper on the floor, we're not going to call for an environmental specialist. We're going to pick that paper up, we're going to put it in the trash. If you see a child in the hallway, regardless that child is in your class or not, you're going to say something to them. Right. Whatever the problem is, we are being empowered as a family to see it, but solve it as well.
I love it. I love it. Coach, we thank you for what you're doing in our community, for your leadership, for what you bring, for the positive environment, for the encouragement for all students, but especially for those who need a little extra attention.
Yes.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it. Now, you end most things with your slogan, so I'm going to let you say it, and I won't say it.
See the problem, solve the problem. We will have a great year at Dublin Middle School, have an even better year in Dublin City School. Go Irish!
When someone says the word bank, what comes to mind? For most folks, it's probably money or loans. Maybe it's vaults and safe deposit boxes or big wooden desk. The problem is, these are all just things, and a bank is not a collection of things. A bank is a collection of stories. Stories of friendship and family, of community and fellowship. But what makes a story a good one? At Morris Bank, we see stories unfold every day. And for us, a story is good when there's someone to root for, to celebrate their wins, and to walk with them through their setbacks. What I mean is, a good story needs a hero. Like when after years of saving and months of searching, a young couple finds the perfect place to start their family. Or when a cornerstone of the community, after years of success, decides that it's time to expand their reach and to grow into the future. Since 1954, we've been witness to the story of Middle and South Georgia, turning a new page with every goal accomplished and dreams secured. If you've been around long enough, you've heard one of us say, it pays to bank blue. Why? Well, if we've learned anything through all those years, it's that the hero of our story is you. Every win, every celebration, every home bought, every business open, every dream secured has been your story. We've just had a front row seat, and we can't wait to see what you do next.
Jackson's Income Tax Service is ready to serve you today. Jackson's Income Tax Service is open year-round, so don't delay. Come in today and get your tax return done and out of the way. Jackson's Income Tax Services always stay abreast of current and future tax laws. Our lobby is now open to the public, and you may come in and file your tax returns in person. We still offer drop-off, email, and fax services for other options. So count on Jackson's Income Tax Service and get your tax return done today.
So come to Jackson's Income Tax Service,
where experience makes the difference.
Now we made our way around to Hillcrest Elementary School. We're here with Dr. Edmond. Dr. Edmond, a pleasure to see you again. You've been working hard this summer.
Yes, we have been working very hard getting ready for our students and our parents.
Yeah, we got a great theme here at Hillcrest.
Yes, we are the boom this year with our LEAP students. We are ready to build our outstanding minds this school year.
Yeah, all these young minds coming in ready to be shaped, excited about the new year. And here you are with your staff, and you have some new members of your staff, right?
Yes, we have approximately 10 new members on our staff this year, from our grade level teachers to rotation, as well as I have a new assistant principal school improvement specialist joining me this year.
Yes, you do. The name?
His name is Mr. Michael Hussey.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Michael Hussey will be here. And so you work through the year, you have these goals in mind, and I know you get excited about this time of year. It's been how many years here at Hillcrest?
This makes year number, I want to say year number 13 for me here at Hillcrest. Yes.
Time flies.
And I've been in Dublin City Schools. This is year 23.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for all the effort through the years. You know, so many young minds come through here, going to the high school, going out in our community. And so it's a time for many people to reflect on their years at Dublin City Schools and the success it's allowed them, the community that it's given them. And so it's a good time for our community to give back as well, isn't it?
Yes, this is a great time to give back, just to contribute to our youth, our future generation, to what we were given an opportunity to have when we came through schooling.
Yeah. And so there are ways to volunteer, there are ways to maybe give some things, school supplies, that type
Yes,
of thing, right?
we welcome community members to come in to support our teachers, because a lot of times our teachers are spending out of the pocket to meet the needs of our students, especially sometimes when some families are unable to provide for their students, because we do have a high population of students that are considered homeless under our McKinney-Vento grant from the state. However, we do encourage those individuals that are available to share some of your time to come join us and volunteer. We're really pushing our literacy this year, trying to get our students proficient and ready on grade level by reading. And if you have some spare time on your hands, please come out to see us and volunteer to read with our students.
Yeah, Dr. Edmond, you start receiving students in your car line about 7:30, right?
Yes, we open the doors at 7:30. However, parents do come early and start lining up in that car rider lineup. We do have a single line car rider lineup in the morning for drop off. However, when we dismiss school each day at 3:00 p.m., we do have a two rider car line where you can pull in either of the two lanes after school. But we do ask parents to make sure they have their car rider tag number, because if you do not have your car rider tag number, you will not be able to pick up your child in the back. You will have to drive around to the front of the school and wait for your child to be walked out to you to verify who you are.
Yeah, safety first.
Safety first.
Yeah. Thank you for the job you've done through the years. Dr. Edmond, you have touched so many lives. You've helped educators, you've helped these teachers throughout here, you've helped so many families. You know, we all struggle with different things.
Yes.
No matter what it is, this is life. And so you've helped in a lot of ways, and you're here to help now, aren't you?
Yes, that is my job, to serve. I'm here to serve our students, our staff, our parents, and our community.
Now, Dr. Edmond, how would one reach you if a parent had a question or would like to know something?
Yes, if a parent or anyone in the community needs to reach me, you may reach me here at the school. That phone number is 478-353-8200, or you can email me, and my email address is sherelle.edmond@dcsirish.com, and that is SHERELLEDMOND@DCSIRISH.com.
That'll get you there.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, and so we look at the year and we look at your life and education, all that you've done, and you think about, you know, where you are in life and in education, and you think about what your philosophy is, what maybe your motto is for this 24-25 school year. Dr. Edmond, share with us.
Leadership begins here. We want all of our student leaders here at Hillcrest to know that they are capable of being competitive with anyone globally. And so we want to make sure that we're equipping all of our student learners, those leaders, to be the best that they can be. And as part of our little saying with the leader and me, remember, you were made to be awesome.
There you go. Love this billboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have quite a few new students that are joining us this year from different nationalities, and also in our staff. We have a variety of staff members from different countries as well. So this year we want to make sure that we are welcoming all individuals, and we want to make sure that we showcase everyone's culture, but also embracing their culture as they're coming to our school as well.
Diversity is our strength.
Yes, it is. And we have a group of diverse learners here.
Yeah, thank you again for what you do. Looking forward to a great school year this year, Dr. Edmond, and go Irish.
Go Irish!
Hey, I'm Glenn Register with Hometown Supply. Hometown Supply, located in downtown Dublin, is here for all of your home and hardware needs. We are committed to providing you with quality products and service on our full line of new and used appliances. We also offer service on most any brand of appliance on the market today. So if you need repairs on appliance, just give us a call here at Hometown Supply. Just remember, if you can't do business at Hometown Supply, you just can't do business.
We invite y'all to come down to Holy Smokes Barbecue, Dublin's fresh everyday barbecue source. 1100 Hillcrest Parkway, 272 Ribs. You can place your orders online, dublinbbq.com. We're all about faith, family, and friends. And remember, life's too short to eat bad barbecue. We're so thankful for you, Dublin. You guys have been so good to us, and we just want to invite you guys just to come on and experience what we think good barbecue is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we made our way over to Moore Street School, and now we're here with Miss Katina Puckett.
That's right.
And Miss Puckett, you have been here at Moore Street for how many years?
All total, I've been here with Moore Street since 2006, with the exception of the 2 years that I left as assistant principal over at Hillcrest. But I've been back in this capacity as principal here at Moore Street, starting my 6th year.
You put a lot of time into this school, haven't you?
Yes.
A lot of success stories to share,
Certainly.
don't you? Yeah. It's an alternative. There are many different situations that students are met with in life. They may have to be a worker in the home.
That's right.
They may have to carry the load, and only time they can come is in the evening.
We do have an evening school program here at Moore Street School for that very purpose, because we have students facing all kinds of adversities in life, and sometimes the traditional school day is not their best fit. So we have an evening school program that we'll be meeting Monday through Thursday from 2:15 until 6:15, Monday through Thursday, to serve those kids if they have a need for an alternative setting for education.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Ms. Puckett, that has to make you feel good to be a part of something like that, to offer a solution to an obstacle in life.
People often say that if you absolutely love what you're doing, it never feels like work. And I can honestly say, although education in itself is a heavy lift, but coming here and being able to serve this particular population of students, it does my heart really well.
Tell me about your staff this year.
Most of my staff, I had them last year with the exception of one teacher. I have a new middle school math teacher. I lost one of my middle school math teacher to the high school, and then I brought back a gentleman who has served in a capacity in middle school math during the COVID time as one of my COVID subs. I was able to bring him back full-time to teach middle school math. So although he's back new with us, he's not completely new to my staff. Everybody else has been here for multiple years.
A lot of students going to be coming in, a fresh opportunity for them, and your enthusiasm really presents itself to the community now, but also to these students coming in, Ms. Puckett, because you love these students.
I absolutely love them, and I love what I do here. And it's not just me, my staff. We've created a culture of family here. It is the mantra of Moore Street School. Like, we have a family atmosphere, and we preach it to our kids as well. And so much so that we have kids who have earned the right to return to their home school, but their parents or even the students themselves, they choose to still stay here at Moore Street School. And that's just a testament to what my staff is doing every single day in those classrooms. In addition to teaching kids at a high level, they're also loving the kid themselves, just loving the person.
Yeah, and where we're successful is where we're growing. We want to stay there. We want to continue to grow, and that sounds like that's the story with many of these students.
It is. It absolutely is.
So you come from a family of educators. You and Jeffrey, both educators in our community, lifelong educators, touched a lot of lives over time. When you guys think about the future of our young people and education, what are some of the goals? What are some of the things that you share together and that you bring into the school every day?
So as you mentioned, that both my husband and I are educators. He has been in education. I think this is his 44th year. He retired and he's back working part-time, the 44th year doing this. And over the years, we've seen a lot change in education, but what has consistently been the same is that these are children, and children want to be loved. Children want structure. And I know it seems like an oxymoron, especially in an alternative school. You would think that, that structure is the last thing that they want, but that has not changed. That has transcended times. They want love, and they want that structure.
Yeah. It is difficult for people to understand, Katina, that discipline is freedom. Being disciplined and doing something proper is freedom.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it gets you there. And you guys get it here, and we're so proud of what you do. Is there anything different, anything with the scheduling, anything we need to point out to the community?
The only difference in our schedule is that we're starting our school day 15 minutes later than we did last year. So our school day starts at 7:45, and our dismissal is 5 minutes later. We're dismissing at 2:15 as opposed to 2:10 last year. But everything else is pretty much the same. Looking forward to having a fantastic year. We welcome you, this community. We're here to serve you. Feel free to come by anytime to see what we're doing here at Moore Street School. You have to follow our security protocols. You will be required to clear the metal detector and all of those things, but we do have an open door policy, and we're not afraid for you to come by to see what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. We're educating kids to a high level, and we're meeting kids where they are.
Wow. Isn't that the story for life? You got to meet people where they are, and meeting these young people. Again, we really appreciate that. Now, how would one reach out to you in the community if they want to maybe make a donation of school supplies or maybe volunteer, come by? How would they reach you?
You can reach us through our webpage. On our webpage, our email addresses are listed there, but you can also call the school directly, 478-353-8400. Again, that is 478-353-8400, and you can talk directly to Stephanie Wright, who serves in the capacity of our family engagement coordinator, and she will gladly coordinate that event for you if you want to make a donation in school supplies or whatever to our school.
Ms. Bugger, we wish you a successful year this year. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for coming out and spending time with us today.
North, south, east, or west, Friendly Gus is on your way today. Fuel up with Friendly Gus's delicious breakfast, made fresh every day. Your wallet and your belly will thank you. Choose from our 20, 40, and 60-piece chicken finger and wing platters. And don't forget the tater logs. Our food is always fresh and our service is always friendly. Friendly Gus, on your way today. Also shop Cochran Brothers Cash and Carry at 320 South Jefferson in Dublin for additional items like paper products, chicken wings, bulk drinks, spices, sauces, and more.
The weather's heating up here in Middle Georgia, and the deals are hot at Dublin Nissan. So when you come in, look for the red tag specials like this Nissan Altima or the new restyled 2024 Frontier. So come into Dublin Nissan during our red tag sale and take advantage of 0% financing or up to $10,000 savings off of MSRP.
At Dublin Nissan, get rates as low as 0% for 36 months on the Pathfinder.
And remember, Don sells Nissans well, only at Dublin Nissan.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've made our way over to the IGA at Dublin City Schools. Matt Taylor here with us. Matt Taylor is the principal here at the IGA. You served as assistant principal for a couple of years before that, right?
That's correct. This is my actually second year's principal. First year I started as assistant principal here at the Irish Gifted Academy. We served pre-K through 8th grade. The first year I was here as AP, we actually had a model where we had 2 principals and 1 assistant principal. And we felt there was a little bit of division there in the administrative team as being one program. Our models were 4 houses, 1 IGA family. I'm at a 5th house this year. Well, I'll explain that later. But so this year we have 1 principal last year and then 2 APs. This year we did a different model. I have 1 principal, 1 assistant principal, and then an academic coach to better support our instructional staff in the classroom setting. So,
what's the IGA?
So the IGA is the Irish Gifted Academy. I call it the Irish Gifted Academy right here in Dublin City Schools in our community. It's kind of modeled after the Ron Clark Academy up in Atlanta. We did the Ron Clark House system. We're a program of choice. Students can apply here at any given moment of the year. Our applications open in January, and they close on March 15th. So on the deadline for that. If a child is identified gifted, we serve them here in the city school system. If they're highly motivated, high functioning, but not identified gifted, we serve them here as well. One thing that we do, since we're a program, we look like a school and feel like a school, but we're a program of choice. And so the way it works is a child has a base school. I have 2 sons that come here. One will start pre-K this year. One will be in 2nd grade. They're both attached to Hillcrest Elementary as their base school. We have other students attached to Susie Dasher if they're elementary. If they're grades 5 through 8, they're attached to Dublin Middle School. So they have base schools. The way it works is we're a program, so we serve those students all day long. Back a couple years ago, this started in 2019. A couple years ago, Dr. Williams, our superintendent, saw a need where if students they weren't being served appropriately, they were gifted identified. And so the gifted population is one of the underserved populations in the state of Georgia. Yeah. And so he said, how can we better serve these students because they're missing instructional time, going all the way across campus to a different campus or different school or different setting. So the IGA idea and concept was born. And so we went to the old Dublin High School. We're sitting in the Fine Arts Wing of Dublin High School, built in 1997. So we're sitting in it right now as a renovated IGA where it started. It started as 1 building. We branched off now to have 2 buildings. The old Dublin High School Gymnasium is our new building over there, finished about 3 years ago, 4 years ago now. And then we have 2 classrooms at the end of the high school right beside us as well. So we've kind of grown. We've more than doubled in size the past 3 years. Some growth is real. We had to add another kindergarten class and pre-K class this year because of growth. So it's a blessing for the community for sure.
Yeah. I understand that it takes quite a bit to get into the Gifted Academy.
It does. We have various criteria they have to follow. Our criteria encompasses academics, attendance, and behavior. So once someone applies, they can apply from anywhere in the state of Georgia. Have to provide transportation. We do have a bus route that goes in the city limits of Dublin, but they're out of city limits. That's provide transportation here. Academic criteria, they have to have above an 80 in all core content classes. And then also, as far as behavior, we look at referrals, look at any kind of behavior record they have, and also attendance, because we make sure they are here and they're motivated and they're ready to learn. So those are 3 main pieces.
Yeah, Mr. Taylor, you can't do it by yourself, so you got a great staff here.
Yes,
Let's
the best.
talk about that.
All right, the best staff there is by far. We have several new faces this year. We have anywhere from kindergarten, like I said, pre-K all the way to 8th grade. We have, I'm going to kind of go through our list here. We got Miss McDaniel. Carrie McDaniel is our kindergarten teacher, along with Miss Stephanie Wood, Miss Lamia Jackson, and Miss Amarita Saxena are our kindergarten paraprofessionals. In pre-K, we have Miss Becky Souls, and then we have Miss Dina Johnson, our pre-K teachers. And then for parapros in pre-K, we have Miss Ella Jordan. We also have Miss Julie Hooks, who's new this year. So they're our pre-K paraprofessionals. In first grade, we have Miss Kim Fernandez. So these are just phenomenal staff as I keep going. But second grade, Miss Rebecca White. She's new to us this year in second grade. Third grade, Miss Katie Glover. She's new as well. Fourth grade, Miss Pam Woodard, who was a retired educator and came back because she loved it so much here. Came out of retirement for that. And then fifth grade, we start with Coach Fred Williams. We also have Coach Brian Brown. He's also our head baseball coach, and Coach Williams helps with football as well. We've got, let's see, I'm trying to run our building here. You also have Miss Ellery Bellflower, who does 7th and 8th grade for us, does also a life skills class. Miss Marcy Mulkey does 7th and 8th grade ELA, and then does a drama theater class. Our junior beta sponsors as well. Miss Brooke Hutchinson does 6th through 8th grade math, and also does enhanced algebra concepts of enhanced algebra this year for us, a high school credit. She does all that math for us, and then we've also got, probably heard Mr. Andrew Harvey does engineering for us, along with Mr. Ian Hines, who does engineering and 6th grade science. Then you've got, on the other corner, Miss Kristen Kaiser does art for us, and then you've got Coach Bryce Carr, elementary PE teacher. They call him the Tickle Monster. Then you've got Coach Matt Starley, does PE and weightlifting for our middle grades. You've also got, let's see, Coach Joe Stubbs from Dublin High School serves us for weightlifting as well. Mr. Rayner, who's actually our band director for Dublin High School, he serves us for band on our campus as well. So he's there for that for 4 periods. And then we also have our most important people in the building is our administrative assistants and our custodial staff. We have Mr. Robert Johnson's our middle grades custodial staff member. Miss Geneva Rosier's over here with us in the elementary building. At the elementary building, you'll see Miss Michelle Carr. The first face you'll see, and then our middle grades building, you'll see Miss Deborah Register, and then, I'm sure I miss anybody. And then in 5th grade, one of our most dynamic teachers had the highest scores, ELA scores. We actually had the highest ELA scores last year I think we've ever had since we started, the IGA. And just the staff alone, kudos to them on the front lines. They made it happen. Even our nutritional staff feed meals on time. But one of our dynamic ELA staff we had, like I mentioned Miss Mulkey. I mentioned a lot of our elementary teachers, but Miss Lantisha Smith is our 5th grade teacher, ELA teacher, and does a phenomenal job loving our kids. She's new to us last year, but has made her name well known among our staff, among our system, has did a phenomenal job for us last year. So we're just blessed more than we deserve.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you can tell Mr. Taylor has the energy to do the job. And you're passionate about what you do. You know everyone. You care about everyone. Everything you've exemplified so far as what I see, what people in the community tell me, Mr. Taylor, you do a phenomenal job. You care about that student. You care about the system, Dublin City system, and you're here to make sure that IGA grows and succeeds, and we appreciate what you're doing. So let's talk about the school year. Let's talk about anything that would be different as far as scheduling, drop-off, pick-up, anything like that.
All right, well, before I do that, I do want to highlight, so we do 3 museums as well. So there's one staff member I waited to do last because this is like an instrumental role in who we are. So I mentioned we're a program of choice, and so what we do every year, do something a little different. We have 3 museums. Our museums are, last year we did a Walk Through Georgia museum 2 years ago. Last year was a massive museum based on science, a journey through space. We had a 30-foot rocket hanging from our gymnasium ceiling. We had all kinds of little stations you kind of walk, like I said, walk through a journey of space, and there's the history behind it. And channeled all of that with our concepts and connections, because again, it goes about those interdisciplinary connections, how we can teach content throughout every space we have. It started pre-K through 8th grade. Pre-K and kindergarten maybe had a song about space, whereas like our 8th graders really just kind of went, the upper class went above and beyond, had different projects associated with it. But we did that last year. This year's an ELA-based museum concept. But that's our culminating at the end of the year. And the coordinator for that is Miss Melissa Williams. She's a retired educator, but she's our museum coordinator. She coordinates all those events and makes things happen. Nice. Does a phenomenal job for us in that regard. So she is actually located in our art room this year, has a space there to help out in that regard, but is an instrumental part into that aspect of who we are and what we do. But the other thing we do in winter, around the winter time, you'll see a Holidays Around the World Museum. We have flags flying our cafeteria behind us here in our gymnasium, but there are flags representing families from different countries of origin that have been through this program or in this program currently, and we honor them with that museum in the winter. So how they celebrate the holiday season, last year we celebrated India, Germany, we did Romania, we did Colombia, Jamaica, and then we did the United States, and then we did Vietnam and Mexico. And so we did it based on the countries and how to celebrate the holidays. We want to expose our students to that culture atmosphere and that sense of unity. I want to represent and say, hey, you're from this country. Let's learn about this country. Like, how do y'all celebrate the holiday season? What do you do? It's great exposure. So all of that, India was one as well, the Festival of Lights. And so all of that was centered upon exposing our students to what lies beyond the walls and what lies up in the world. And so we want world-class and globally competitive is our mission and vision in Dublin City Schools. And so trying to expose our students to those world issues and that cultural sensitivity that we want them to have. And so that's a big part of our museum pieces. And then our middle museum we do in February is for Black History Month. And when we do that based on historical figures, last time we did it based on space to culminate for the end result. And this year we'll amp it up even more. So every year it gets bigger and better and better. So.
Yeah. And let's talk about that schedule.
All right, so schedule, the only thing that's going to change really is our middle grades building. They are a 5-minute difference. Last year we started at 8 o'clock. This year we're starting at 7:55, which is a 5-minute difference there. Drop off, if they're a middle school parent listening, the most important thing is to get your child here on time. Last year we had some tardiness that we want to really focus on this year because if they're not here on time, we can't teach them. And I did a simple math lesson. I said, if they're not here 5 minutes late each day of the week, that's 25 minutes each week. And for 25 minutes each week, 4 weeks, that's 100 minutes of instruction already going. And so looking at a simple math concept like that, if you're a parent listening, just make sure your child's at school on time. That's the most important thing we can say. But we will start teaching at 7:55 for grades 5 through 8. Elementary starts at 8 o'clock. So just make sure they're here on time. We'll make sure when we feed them when they get here. So don't worry about getting them fed, just get them here on time. That's the most important thing.
So I know that's the goal. You want them here on time. But if you look at scholastically, if you look at what you want to accomplish this year, every year we take on a different goal. What would be a goal for you this year for IGA?
Man. So I challenge our staff. I said, what is your 1%? And I said, they said 1% doesn't sound like a lot. And I said, but think about 1%. When a raindrop hits a puddle of water, it causes a ripple effect. I said, what's 1%, one small thing you can do is going to make a tremendous impact. And for us, it goes back to relationships, and it goes back to goal setting for our students. Setting goals that are realistic, that are attainable, but also understand that sometimes we don't meet goals in life. And that's, learning, teaching a child how to lose and how to not meet something is probably the hardest life lesson they can learn. Wow. And so how do they get back up? How do they keep going? And so really just kind of instilling that love of learning. So even if they fail and mess up, that's okay. We all make mistakes. It doesn't matter how you fall. It matters how you get back up. That's right. And that's a big part of what we want to instill in them is knowing that we love them. We're here for them, here to support them. Families the same way. It takes a village, to raise a child, and it takes us all together. So making sure that children understand and know that it's okay to fail. And that's for an advanced learner and that advanced thinker, knowing that I have a weak spot. We all have weak spots, and that's okay. And that's one thing. Individualizing what we do is a big goal we have here at IGA because when a student comes to us, they may be gifted in math or ELA or have creativity or maybe in a sport, but they may be weak in ELA or math or a different area, and really individualizing what we do to meet the needs of that child. And so that's really kind of like a big goal for us this year is that it's a small thing, but we think it's going to make that tremendous impact we want to see that's going to be felt. So.
Love it. So if there are people in the community who want to learn more, want to reach out to you, how would they reach out to you?
Oh, man, you can email me. My email address is matt.taylor@dcsirish.com. I respond to that normally, hopefully, in 24 hours. That's what I try and do. Sometimes within 48, depends on the day, depends on the situation. They can also reach us at 478-353-8453. That's my office line. Our superintendent says I'm a little more mobile than most, so I'm not in my office a lot. I move frequently. I try to be accessible for our students and staff. So if you can't get my office phone, email comes straight to my phone, and I'll have it, and I can respond. Any questions they have about IGA, about Dublin City Schools as a whole, can always reach out to me.
Yeah, Matt Taylor, thank you for what you're
doing.
Best of luck to you this year.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.